Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It's your brother Bolo VNR, and we are here to talk about the heated debate that happened in Parliament yesterday. An extremely heated debate, ladies and gentlemen. You know, the bill that was passed to make Portmore the bill that was passed to make Portmore a parish within itself. You know, for those who have discernment, it's clear to see what is actually transpiring. The bill passed for Portmore exposes a dangerous, non-democratic abuse of Parliament because because they have the majority of the House. You know, they don't really care about what the people actually think. What the majority of the people think anyway. But I digress. You guys, come on in. Top of the morning to everybody. Hope everybody is doing well. Just give me a second. Let me share this live out. As you come in, please hit the like button. You know, I'm going to do a poll, and I hope that I have full participation of the entire chat today. I would love for at least 500 people to come into this live stream. Yes, at least 500. But if you guys don't make the live stream, if you watch the replay, I want to hear from you in the comment section. Alright? Do you think the move by the JLP to make Portmore a parish is clearly political? Clearly for political gain on their behalf. That's what I want to find out from the people. And after looking at the information that is being presented by the opposition, I think you'll have a clearer point of order as to, you know, this based on what the evidence says. Yeah, you know, you can know, all right, yes or no, how you think about it, right? Let me see. Okay, I see people are slowly coming in. How you guys doing? Welcome everybody. Hold on, why is my soundboard not connected? Oh, there we go. Make sure so everything working in there, guys. We have Odin in our place. Odin, what go on? Dennis, Bolo, them can't shoot Portmore people. I want to, if you are from Portmore, please let me know in the chat. All the Portmore massive, if you are here, share this live stream with everybody we know in Portmore. I want the full participants of the Portmore massive, because at the end of the day, you guys are the one that is affected first, but this is also will affect the entire Jamaica. So Odin is from Portmore. Very good to know that you're from Portmore, Odin. Very good to know. So Odin, you're in the chat. Could you call in right now before we even get into what happened in Parliament? You can call in right now as a citizen of Portmore. Yeah, man. So the number there. Call me right now. I want to hear from you as a citizen of Portmore. Right? I need to know what you guys. Pat W, have family in Portmore? If you have family in Portmore or you're from Portmore, please share this live stream. Because this is about Portmore, but it's also about Jamaica at the same time. Because as like I said before, this that they're doing, right, to pass bill to they say that this not changing boundaries, but ultimately that's what it's doing. It's dividing Jamaica into what they want to divide it to. And it so happens that coincidentally the move suits them because we had a election, a local government election, and with this move is gonna make those results that was democratically earned by the people of Jamaica through their vote. This move is going to make that null and void. And Desmond McKenzie, I've never seen Desmond McKenzie this angry. Ladies and gentlemen, when you see those emotions flowing, you know somebody got exposed. But I've said too much. Let me get into the video here. Wait a minute. Oh, there it is.
Digital postpaid, sign up.
Man, Desmond McKenzie was woo! Woo! We have contact, ladies and gentlemen. We have contact. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Yes, who am I speaking to?
Hello.
Yes, who am I speaking to? Can you hear me?
Miss Dennis, Comrade Dennis Bolo, we big up you every time.
Oh, okay, okay.
Me love you, Bolo. I want to know you, Bolo. Bolo, you do a nice job, you know.
Thank
Bolo,
you.
you're poor people defender, you know.
Respect.
Me say, Bolo, me live a 5 West where the bus them park. Me go over the clinic where Fitz Jackson Bill Giwi. More than water we jolly walk in until Fitz Jackson, the general, Giwi that bridge at the clinic. That's all the blue and white clinic.
Right.
Oh, Andrew forget Portmore, Bolo. When we want a market, out of the market on Saturday people selling up.
Right.
And then the car people them support it, you know. Cause Bolo me not support them cause them still too expensive.
Right.
I know a town, I go curry. But me I tell a Bolo, Andrew nah get back no third term, you know. We say that Andrew in a Bolo me a suffer, you know. Bolo one youth me have a go St. Andrew Technical in a Bolo. One youth, you know, going at 10th grade in a Bolo. Bolo me a suffer, you know. Me a suffer bad, you know. Me a tell you say to beat my body, you know.
Right.
Bolo, I kind of know the sufferation in a Bolo. Bolo,
Trust
say
me.
me love you one more time. You have chambers. You hear me? I tell you.
Yeah.
When the church against you in this country, I do me, you know.
The real church.
I do.
Yeah.
The man come in, the man change up the money pan way and put on the Batman colors. The people them not even know the money them where them are spend say a J flags color.
Yes, you're right.
Depend the money. You can't fold the money them Bolo. Bolo as they get the money them done. What you take me change the money them for? What happened to the money them make you change it in a plastic? Bolo, Jamaica people now wake up, Bolo.
Why me no know?
Bolo bars go in a parliament and say you get boss. And Bolo, where the boss them they are Portmore. Politics. Everything in this country is politics.
So what you're saying? So what you're saying? You're not seeing what them saying for Portmore? It's not happening for Portmore.
Remember, I live at the terminus there now where the 16A bus park, 17A, 18A, 20A. If I not co-stop, it make me come at town.
So,
you hear me? I tell you.
Hold on there. No yellow bus.
The bus them take too much hours to come down and remember the terminus they say, you know.
Yeah.
Like the supermarket. Supermarket lock them, you know. Like them say it a refurbished for 2 years.
What?
That a progressive. Yeah. You hear me? I tell you, Bolo. There's not a market there. A market there on Saturday at the clinic of 5 West. You hear me? I tell you, Bolo.
Right.
At this on a peer care people buy them things because them expensive. You can't buy nothing at Portmore but thing there, me I tell you that, Bolo.
I true, man. I've been to
Yeah, me
Portmore.
have to up
A
to 5
true.
west.
A true.
5 up in a bag of 200 right at the supermarket gate. Not cheaper Portmore. Not cheaper 5 west.
Mm-hmm.
Eh? Oh, you forget Portmore. And there's not a market, there's not a hospital. Spanish Town. Eh? Oh, you forget because you know say it's a sure seat, so you want it. You not get it, you know. You not get it, Andrew. You not get it. You too much of
But
you now, man.
I don't think the aim is to get Portmore. I think the aim is to separate Portmore so they can get the other part. You
Yeah.
understand? That are the thing, you
You
know.
know what work price I do. You know, if a killing we go on the last and a price alone go over there, you know. I remember Terry Long place, you know. Where were you, Terry Long, when the
But
people them a
him
kill them one of them?
but him a jump up in a parliament and passionate and I go on the most way. I get emotional
Jesus,
like
Bolo,
Desmond McKenzie.
Bolo. Siaga with wicked, but me not telling a lie. Siaga grew my man stuff. Yo, where Andrew come
Yo,
from, brother? The man
Jaja.
that have no heart, Bolo.
For real.
Bolo, me a tell you, Jaja. At $25.50 me go school, you know. Bolo. Me left
Mm-hmm.
Balcom Drive School, you know.
Yeah.
Balcom Drive School, you know. Go pop in, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm go a labor right school, me go, but me never watch no face, cause me like a school out of the era. And
Right.
Mall Road me come from, you know. Mall Road me come from, you know, where you know, say, we win by landslide. And from Anjo come, we can't get back the seat. You hear me, I tell you. I
Yeah.
miss a buck, I'm gonna try, you know. Say if him can do something. That a Paul Buchanan. Right, and him for run over 1,000 seat. The lady when near Rutland Stone and Arton. And me I tell her say, I go get a counselor in a bowler. Remember me I go tell up on the work platform they say, we are get back a counselor in a March. Me I say I go run it back, you know. No, me tired of Andrew, brother. Me tired of Andrew. Bowler, me not tell her lie not bowler. Oh, woman the one wicked so, brother.
Why we not know no?
When come from him not have no
Him on the on
heart.
one different level. What you listen to the program we have last night?
Yes, man.
Yeah, me have go over Andre Stevenson part the way brother when I call him.
Ginger.
If them the
Look how much
allegation
way they
there,
do to the town.
if
Let
them
me ask where the for.
what I
Do
know?
give Portmore some good bus stop at town because we stand up in the sun.
Right. May I
You
say
understand?
if them allegation they are
Portmore.
true, you know. If them allegation they
Mm,
are true what them a talk about. Um with Andrew Owens, with the brother I talk about Andre Stevenson, the caller.
mm.
We in a trouble. We in a
But
serious
remember, say
trouble.
Andre was in them party. Andre do enough trouble them trouble Andre, you know. I make Andre have to come out and attack, you know, brother. He him say
Yeah.
Warmington discharge on him foot. Yo,
Yeah,
clip
me hear
use
the
need a chow,
allegation.
you know.
Yeah
Yeah,
man.
man, if clip use and Warmington get a youth. They think them that up in a PMP flavor. Lawrence were wicked, you know. Why you have to go to
Mm.
nationwide with your business? For sure, say the man is not a true comrade, brother.
But you know that Lawrence Rowe thing, them I wonder if him a want double agent, you know, because he coming like
Yo,
say, well I know, he coming like say he expose the JLP and nationwide just
look
by
now. Look
because
for
at
me.
the end of the day, you know, well I know, at the end of the
Yeah.
day, them look like a fool now. Because
Yeah.
may I swear we come out and present the information that the money that was
Mm-hmm.
given when they
Mm-hmm.
matter about the 300,000 and the 500,000, it was
Mm-hmm.
privately funded. Them did raise the money privately. It's not the
Yeah.
money from the municipality. So he said that Lawrence Rowe assumed in the voice note that the money came from the municipalities. You
But when me
understand?
say when him to get 15 million to give Lawrence Rowe, rents are important. I have fight against Imani. But say I want McGregor mash up that. I
No man,
want him
that
take
Central
the seat.
Kingston gone, man. Central Kingston, that the man there with
Eh?
Central Kingston, no doubt
Oh,
about
you
it.
mean the man? Hey,
Them not
me
play
know
with
him
you
like that,
right
you know.
now.
A good man, you know, the man know every man out there, you know. Can
Yeah.
remember me just station out there.
As
You
a
hear me, I tell
militant man like him and the right person for run them place there.
oh, right,
Yeah
so
man,
Bolo,
right
Bolo, me I
smarty.
tell you. Bolo, me I tell you, me say, see where them do me say chambers. God not sleep, you
Yeah
know.
man, them
God, you hear
listen,
the man say,
him have to
him
come
say,
down.
him see my golden and clean like a whistle.
Yeah, Yeah.
You hear me? I tell him, man. Remember, me follow him up and I'm a friend like that, you know.
You never hear say them have a them a stage one protest supposed to go on right now.
Yeah, it's a one right now.
Emancipation
Me just
Park.
see it. Me
Would
there
I
on
love
YouTube, me there on some
would
morning.
I love to get some clips of that, you know. If anybody have no clips of that, wanna send me
Yeah.
right now. Would I love to get some clips of that?
Yo, boy, God send you come, you know. God send you come for them things, you know. It's where them do it, Miss Jen, to Miss Auntie Jen, attack the truth. Why
Yeah.
you switch your mouth, this man? Oh, you forgive me a horse, and if me dead, none of me pity them, and nobody can get it.
That
The
that
match is back
that
then.
but what I know what I'm saying because them are trying to make it technical to say that well it's not the house that on people's land they're gonna take back, it's the government house. And I'm saying it's still body for the government house. Why are you taking it back?
Quite so.
You
It's not
understand what me
mine,
I
the
say?
uncle,
It's
it's
like
mine.
me not understand taking back the house, brother. Because the people them have
Problem.
family, don't it? So why would you take
Joe,
back the house from the people them that they give the house? If you're gonna give
Mr.
somebody
Bolo,
something, you give them.
them position them. Me no want in a them position there, you know.
No, sir.
Cause you have me at me no know where them a labor right come from, brother. All
What?
feather him, feather dunce, but you know, feather dunce, you know. That me I tell you, no feather dunce, no. Oh, feather reach in a mayorship, brother.
So so
Eh?
so as a Portmore citizen, I never knew until this debate came up some months ago that you guys have
Yeah,
the unique party of democracy to pick your own mayor by vote, not by who win the
yeah.
municipality. What
Quite
you think
so.
about that? You want that freedom there to be taken away from you, or you want to keep that freedom they have voting for your mayor who you want?
No, the people them already talk. Nobody can get Mr. Thomas out of that seat there, no.
Oh,
Him sit down in that like a struggle, him
cause
still a whip, you know.
I have family in Portmore, you know. You understand? And I've spoke to them
Yeah,
behind the scenes, and they have
yeah.
told
I want
me
to do
that that is the man them want, and they are very
quite
very
so.
adamant about it. It's not, and these
Because
people, well,
he
I
doing
know
a good job.
the family that I have, them rub shoulders with both political side. But for them,
All right.
the mayorship is not about the politics; it's about the work. So the
True,
mayor,
what you
that
put in.
particular mayor, is the one where them want to be there. I know that for a
All right.
fact. You
Look at
understand?
the park. All right, Bolo, look at the park out by mall. You
Hmm.
know from when the park left it done and it can done, why
Yeah,
hold it up make it can done? Why
I
the worker stretch out?
I don't
Hmm?
know, you know.
Why,
Cause them have a
why
hospital.
the work stretching
Them have
out?
a hospital where them a bill tough than a bill all long for about 10 years now. We can't see me late, but
No, but
I
when
don't
him
know.
would get licked down, you know, off a film bicycle, you know, a
Hmm.
Babsy Grange family lick him down in a Valiant, you not know about it, but
Sure, that to me
and
that
if you
was to
see,
me that was a whole cap. To me,
then
you know
oh,
what I mean?
then Bolo, me I go tell you this. If he say we are idiot, we don't know say a Babsy Grange get rid of the man and the sites, you can have a place for 30 years and you don't know the man them in it. Come on, man, Bolo.
No, I
Come
not.
on, Bolo.
I that allegedly. I don't know of that to be so, but me understand where you come from in thinking that. You understand what me I say? Cause
Yeah, you can't put nothing
that is the
against
word in
man.
the street still. The people them from all indication. When me looking at my comment section, the people them that is what they're saying. When that
Yeah, but
situation
listen.
happen, that's what
Why
everybody
you
has said.
think them
Mm-hmm.
are the keep rich a fight? Because keep rich go a Damian meeting, go talk on stage and sing and have up him orange flags. But you know, say a political thing them up draw upon the man.
Mm-hmm.
Me not say Ray him shouldn't do the song.
But
A
but
film
but
thing that.
but how many artists have done songs that
Yeah.
it has
So what
has called out
old
gangs?
skipper on a old skipper and let him go. Why on old and pan keep rich now? Tune to see him at Damian something a big up Damian. Come on, man.
So
Everybody have a right supposed to choose which party them want. This is a country that you choose what party you want to be in. Don't know how it go.
quite so.
Georgia, Bolo, Kayano, no. But then to pay, let me tell you, Bolo. If you that know about politics them way back when, and me was the woman, when Portia win, put on the Gansip and the dog and the goat, and Malroad, me, Anthony Miller, interview and Malroad, go back for that
Eh,
clip there. All right, Bolo, and me was that woman, the Bolo. You hear me say? I say, me nah eat chicken back no more. And meat was the woman bolo. Check the levels there. Go back in that file there. You hear me? I tell you. I'm here the bleach throated woman.
You have to send me that video there. You have to send me that clip
Hear me?
there.
I tell you. And me, when Portia will win. Right
Yeah,
at 11 it happen.
yeah, man.
So me a diehard PMP. When my mother there, the man named Jack, we sing
Mm-hmm.
for Michael Manley, the Zungo Zungo,
Right.
from Grangeville, Westmoreland, Carmen McGregor Billa Market, they give it. Michael Manley Billa Market, they are Grangeville. Let me tell you history.
Right.
So me no only come up social, it's a crash program work my mother do $25 50 the pink check there. And we go up a Seaward Drive a great supermarket, go change it and get we go straight. So you know where me I
Mm-hmm.
come from, Bolo.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. All
All
right,
right.
I'm gonna lock your number. You want to be added to the WhatsApp group?
Yes, man,
All right,
Bolo. Every
cool, cool,
time call up
cool.
me comrade,
All
man.
right, look more.
Every
Respect,
time, Bolo.
yeah?
Bless up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
man.
All right, the next person that was calling me, I can call back. Let me see if it's registered in here. Yeah, man, the next person that was calling me, call back now. Let me see the number. Hold on, let me see if we can jot in the number in a WhatsApp and call you back. If you're listening right now, you can call me back now here, cause I see you was calling. But yeah, guys, you have to remember when somebody is on the line, you have to wait. You can just send me a message, and as soon as you see, cause my lines are not that active, right? My lines are not that active. Hold on, let me see. Alright, I'm gonna WhatsApp call them. Alright, there we go. Now we're good. I can call them now.
Hello,
Hello, good morning. Or yeah, good morning. How you doing? Talk
I'm
to me.
doing fine. Is
Hmm.
it to Mr. Buchanan?
No, this is Bolo VNR, not Mr.
Okay.
Buchanan.
Oh,
I,
yes.
I thought you said you was watching the show.
I was watching a show on the TV with Bol and those people.
Oh,
So I
so I,
have
I
a
am actually live right now. Are you watching the live?
no.
Oh, you were watching a different video that I had put up.
Yes.
Okay,
So
okay.
that's what where I take the number off. But
Oh,
one day I will join you because I have something towards a piece of land same way that being want to be taken away under this
what?
price. Yes, so I need to call you and explain all of that to you. And I'll know I can't get justice. People
What?
without documents, my father died and leave piece of land give me.
Mhm.
I get it through land agency, but they said we didn't request his title. They didn't, but I have to use a lawyer to get my title.
So
Yeah.
where is this land?
This land is done in Hanover, Green Island.
How much what's the size of the land?
The size of the land, when I went to the land agency, they said what was about 80 something another act, what they call it? Act here, something like that.
Acres?
No, 80.
80
It
acres?
not acres.
Um,
Like what they cut it down, but and the tax receipt it was 590 something and the receipt
so
that
it's,
my
it's like
father.
a lot then. Hmm?
Well, in those time they don't call it lot. Is
Oh.
right. Yeah.
Oh, so you
So
want to speak to Mr. Buchanan?
no, I would like to speak to somebody where can advise me because I took it to court
Mm-hmm.
wherein I had all my documents. It start from my half sister
Mm-hmm.
where they make up with some other people who go and forge with documents
Mm-hmm.
and come say they get it through. The people who they said they get it through, those people die and gone already. They don't
Mm-hmm.
exist. And the judge will call me a me party
All right.
and all those things.
I'm going to give
I even
you.
put
Uh,
it in the appeal court and all. No, I can't. If I
right.
didn't stand up and go to Kingston and talk to somebody through the appeal court, All know that they said they didn't even know that a case like that exists.
Wow. Wow, they
Yes.
didn't know that the case existed. What?
They didn't know that the case
Wow.
exists.
All right. So listen, this someone that sound extremely serious. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you three different persons' number,
Yes.
and you reach out to them with your story, and
Yes.
hopefully they can assist you in guiding you in some way as to how to proceed, and get some help if it's even to highlight it on their platform,
Yes.
and expose it to, because they have a bigger platform than mine, and
Okay.
expose it. So hopefully you can get some representation that
Some
can help you out. Yeah.
yes, sir.
All right. Bless up yourself.
Yeah. You say you're gonna give me three number.
Yeah, man. I'm going to send it to you on WhatsApp.
Okay, so I'm gonna join it to my WhatsApp.
All right. Cool.
Okay,
All
thanks.
right. All right. Woo! Sassy 81, how you doing? Eleanor and I play Spot W. Wells. Yvonne McGregor. Wayne Evans, what's going on, my brother? Salute to you, Fitzroy Samuels, Nora. Many blessings. Good morning. And Odin that called me. Big up Odin from Portmore. Zin. Thanks for calling in and sharing, your perspective on Portmore. If there's anybody else in Portmore that wants to call in real quickly, I can give them 5 minutes. Anybody else in Portmore, the number is 1-876-451-6535. You can call me on WhatsApp. That's 1-876-451-6535, ladies and gentlemen. Alright? If not, I'm gonna go into the meat and potatoes of the matter, this bill that was passed in Parliament with the use and the abuse of the majority of the House that the JLP actually has. You know, it's very, very sad what's actually going on. I think they have totally ripped through the democratic independence and the democratic sovereignty that Portmore has in the uniqueness in which they operate with the passing of this bill. But who am I? Let's hear the facts from the professionals and the ones that really know. And I hope that the protests happening in Emancipation Park this morning is going well. I hope that thousands of people turn out, you know, if not in their thousands, in their hundreds at least. That is a start. And I hope it's not a one day wonder. Um, I think the Jamaican people, we're at the point now where to have real change in this country, in terms of Andrew Holness, the people have to stand in concert, like he said, and demand what they want from this government, and let their voices be heard very loudly across the world. And the best way to do that is peaceful protest. You understand? Okay, we have another caller. Whew, God have mercy. Why did that person hang up? Oh, I guess it's the same person. It's an accident. Okay, it's an accident. All right. So, all right, man. Tell me what y'all think about what was said by the caller from Portmore, and now let's get to the next content here. All right, ladies and gentlemen. It got real spicy in Parliament on Tuesday. A bill was passed to, well, it was forced down the throat of the electorate of Jamaica. And what they do to one of us, they do to all of us. So let's hear what Desmond Mackenzie had to say about this bill, and then the retort from the opposition, Mr. Jackson.
Mr. Speaker, this is a day of tremendous historical significance. This is the day when we, as lawmakers of this parliament, begin the process of transforming the city municipality of Portmore into the parish of Portmore and the 15th parish of Jamaica. This is not merely adding to the counts of parishes in the island. It is in fact the first time in the history of post-colonial Jamaica that a new parish is being created. I want to share a little fact less known with my colleagues and those in the gallery and those who are watching online today. Our parishes are the main units of local government in Jamaica, having been created following the English settlement of this country in 1655. There were originally 7 parishes, and by early 1867, that number increased to 22. This law was reduced by Law 22 in 1867 to create 14. Jamaica has had 14 parishes since May 1, 1867. Today, therefore, nearly 158 years later, we are beginning the process of giving formal recognition and further empowerment to the people of the largest community in the Caribbean. We are providing through this bill, Mr. Speaker, tabled in this House, the civic and the practical development opportunities that will allow Portmore to achieve this outstanding milestone and a fulfillment, Mr. Speaker, of a commitment made to the electorates of this country by the Jamaica Labour Party while campaigning for public office. Much has been said over many years across political administration about the importance of Portmore and the aspirations of the people who live and work there. I can personally attest to that because I started out in Portmore on my own. I spent over 2 decades, Mr. Speaker, living in Portmore, and I observe and I've seen the expansion and the rise of Portmore from a very advantage, from a point that I could touch and feel the sentiments of Portmore. The bill confers the parish of Portmore. It seeks to significantly widen the door of economic and social and political development for the people of Portmore by increasing their ability, Madam Speaker, to chart their own course and to be more effective, to advocate and to manage resources available for their allocation. The transformation of Portmore into a parish is not only an option that we are using, Mr. Speaker, but it is giving them as a community the right to exercise that freedom, because we're talking about the largest community in the Caribbean. And so, Mr. Speaker, this administration diligently worked to change the total architecture of Jamaica into a fully modern economic and social political country that our people here and abroad are proud to live in and proud to refer as their own. Madam Speaker, Mr. Speaker, to cut a long story short, let us move to the bill. Let us get down to the business while we are here. Clause 1 contains the short title of the bill, Counties and Parishes Amendment Act 25. Clause 2, amend Section 3 of the Principal Act, Counties and Parishes Act, to state that the municipality of Portmore shall become one parish, including El Shales, Goat Island, the city of Portmore, which will be the parish capital. This clause also specifically excludes Lakespen, Grange Lane, Lime Tree, Grove, Quarrel from the parish of Portmore. Clause 3, remove the words Section 5 and 6 from the subsection Section 4 of the original act and replace with the word Sections A, Section 3AA and 5.6. Clause 4, outline the specific description of the area of Portmore in a schedule that is divided into 3 parts. Part 1 of the schedule provide the written description of what will become the parish of Portmore. Part 2 is The map of the parish of Portmore, Part 3, describe and define what will become the city of Portmore in respect to the city of Portmore will include lands east of north of Arscott, which includes Portmore Municipal Corporation, police stations, lands south of Brayton Parkway, which comprise Inland Revenue Department, commercial entities, part of Nago's Head, lands north of Brayton Road. These are the course of important law enforcement and administrative entities that are essential to the management of the new parish of Portmore. Clause 5. To insert the complete details of the schedule, that in Part 2 of the schedule, delete the word map of the proposed parish of Portmore. Clause 6. Amend the Local Governance Act to provide that assets and liabilities of the city municipality of Portmore, which is currently the city municipality, or let me read that again. The act to provide assets and liability to the municipality of Portmore, which is currently a city municipality, will be vested in what will be the Portmore Municipal Corporation as a result of Portmore becoming a parish. Clause 7, amend the Town and Country Planning Municipality of Portmore Provision Development Order 2018. This amendment removes the current words Municipality of Portmore and replace them with the words the Parish of Portmore. This clause also replaces the first schedule with a new area of the Parish of Portmore set out in 9 specific geographical areas that constitute the boundaries of the parish. Clause 8, Mr. Speaker, repeal the charter of the municipality of Portmore. Clause 9, confirm that any document or instrument that bears the word municipality of Portmore will be legally treated as referring to the words parish of Portmore once this act takes effect. Madam Speaker, I'm sorry, Mr. Speaker, use the Madam Speaker, so my apologies, Mr. Speaker. We have at last come to the point where after many meetings, discussions, articles, letters, reflecting many views about the potential of this area, this administration has taken action. We have put before the people of Portmore, in full view of all Jamaica, a practical, administrative, political structure in which they can live their best lives. The people of the Sunshine City of Portmore are special, and the government is honored to also provide through this bill civic opportunity for them to live, work, raise families, and to do business in their own parish, the parish of Portmore. With these remarks, Mr. Speaker, I ask that the Counties and Parish Amendment Act to declare the city municipality of Portmore the 15th parish of Jamaica and for connecting matters 25 to be read. A second time.
Before we continue, we are going to ask that members of the gallery that you are here observing the process, and so action, whether by way of waving or anything like that, we are asking that you desist and just observe the process. Thank you. Members, Jackson is about to say something. Oh, you are now on the floor, Member Jackson.
This bill was tabled on the 28th of January 2020.
All right, so we heard from Desmond McKenzie about the bill. You know, they're proud, and this is amazing for the people of Portmore, and you know, it sounds good. But let's hear the pushback from Mr. Jackson.
25. That date marks a sad day in the history of this parliament. Mr. Speaker, it's interesting. I sat there and I listened to the minister did this bill. What was significant? He said, this is of historical significance. Over 150 years since a parish has been created. For that significance, he said the least ever said in this house in the introduction of a new bill. Mr. Speaker, for the 30 years that I have been in this house, I've never heard that minimal. You keep quiet. Mr. Speaker, this bill entitled An Act to Amend the Counties and Parishes Act to declare City Municipality of Portmore the 15th parish of Jamaica and 4 connected matters. Mr. Speaker, this bill would have been most appropriately entitled the Gerrymandering of Political Boundaries Bill of 2025. A bill
we have to go back. Hold on. Him say something right there, so we never catch.
Mr. Speaker, since a parish has been created, this was significant. He said, this is of historical significance. Over 150 years since a parish has been created. For that significance, he said the least ever said in this house in the introduction of a new bill.
You see, what he's pointing out, is how important this is for the Jamaica Labour Party. Passing this thing, right? It's the most historical to make Portmore a parish. Think about that. They're exposing themselves. Just keep that in mind.
Mr. Speaker, for the 30 years that I have been in this house, I've never heard that minimal. You keep quiet. Mr. Speaker, this bill entitled An Act to Amend the Counties and Parishes Act to declare City Municipality of Portmore the 15th parish of Jamaica and 4 connected matters. Mr. Speaker, this bill would have been most appropriately entitled the Gerrymandering of Political Boundaries Bill of 2025. A bill.
People, wanna see how Desmond Mackenzie get up immediately? Hey, you see when the truth bite you? Look on Desmond Mackenzie. Him not even wait, him couldn't control himself. Watch him.
Mr. Speaker, nowhere in my presentation or nowhere written within the bill or in my remarks was the word gerrymandering. So I would ask the member not to rename, which is his intention, Mr. Speaker. Okay?
May I continue, Mr. Speaker? Mr. Speaker.
Whilst we are at the stage of debating, it is good and wise that we listen to each other when we are presenting. Continue. Turn your mic on.
And indeed, we must listen to ourselves too. And I repeat, Mr. Speaker, I said the bill as titled, in my opinion, and I believe in many, would be most appropriately named the Gerrymandering of Political Boundaries Bill of 2025. A bill, Mr. Speaker, such a bill is for the resurrection of political tribalism in Jamaica. Mr. Speaker, I made the remark, Mr. Speaker, about the sparsity of merit that the minister attached to this bill that he presented. He spoke about increasing governance and all of that. When you read the MOA, it is envisioned that the designation of parish status and the municipality will strengthen its lobbying capacity, empower its citizens to more independently chart the course of development rather than being subject of the decisions made for the parish of St. Catherine. Mr. Speaker, the content of this MOA is clear that either the minister never read the charter of the Portmore municipality under the Municipal Act, because all of those things are provided for in currently. All. Mr. Speaker, I read from the Municipal Act, Charter of Portmore Municipality. Objects of the municipality to provide for efficient and accountable management of the affairs of the municipality of Portmore, to institute such measures as are necessary for ensuring that the management of the affairs of the municipality are conducted in a manner which is responsive to the needs and aspirations of the inhabitants of Portmore. It's here. And it goes further. To provide a governance mechanism which will enable the inhabitants of Portmore to participate in determining the social services and regulatory framework which will best satisfy their needs and expectations. And it goes on. Verify whether public resources and authority are utilized or exercised as the case may be to their satisfaction. To their satisfaction. It's here. And it goes on. To vigorously pursue the development opportunities which are available to Portmore and to institute such measures as are necessary for achieving public order and the provision of civic amenities so as to enhance the quality of life of the inhabitants. To promote social cohesiveness and a sense of civic duty, responsibilities among all inhabitants and stakeholders in Portmore in order to facilitate collective action and commitment towards achieving the goal of a harmonious and stable community. This is here. Nothing will be created by what you're seeking to do. But you know what, Mr. Speaker?
So basically what Mr. Jackson just highlighted, ladies and gentlemen, is that Portmore already had, in their present state, the things they needed for the development that they're boasting that they will have now after changing it into a parish. So he's debunking the reason why they're changing it to a parish. It's not because to enhance the welfare of the people of Portmore. It's clearly to create political borders, gerrymandering as he's stating. Because, as like I said, the paperwork for Portmore, in terms of their constitution and the uniqueness of how it was designed by the people. Everything in that constitution was by the people. This is what the people wanted. It's not what JLP wanted. It's not what PNP wanted. It's what the people of Portmore wanted. They wanted to pick their own mayor and all the other things that their constitution, their unique local constitution of power gives them. See, basically what is happening here now, ladies and gentlemen, the government is taking the power from the people of Portmore. They are stripping them of their democratic power to affect St. Catherine being lost by the JLP. That is what they're doing. Yes, that is what they're doing, in my opinion. This move takes away the democratic political voice that Portmore has in charting the direction of St. Catherine as a parish. So they no longer can affect St. Catherine in terms of the vote for who win local election and general election. That is what this is all about, in my opinion. As Mr. Jackson expertly explained, let's continue.
You know what, Mr. Speaker? In this bill lies a slew of deceptions. A slew of deceptions. If you look at clause, this is a bill with 9 clauses. If you look at clause 8, a simple one sentence, section 8, the Charter of the Municipality of Portmore, 2015 is repealed. One sentence, repeals the charter. You know what else is in this charter?
So, you hear that, ladies and gentlemen? In the bill that they pass, they totally repeal the charter of Portmore that the people created to empower themselves. That is not accusation, that is facts. So they have removed the power of the people of Portmore that they created for themselves. That is the facts. Not only have they turned it to a parish, they did not turn it into a parish, and give the people of Portmore the power that they had before, They removed the power from the people of Portmore. And that is a fact. That is not opinion. That is a fact. Let's continue.
That they're repealing, Mr. Speaker. You know what they are ripping apart from the people of Portmore, Mr. Speaker? They are ripping away from Portmore their right to elect their own mayors. That is what is provided for in the charter. Those are not my opinions.
Embarrassing.
Is it here? Read it.
Embarrassing.
This is what is in the charter.
Disgraceful.
Mr. Speaker, one of the reasons why I feel very strong.
Shame on your Andrew Holness and the Jamaica Labour Party. Look for Christopher Tufton and Cratch Femi. He not even want to look. Because he can't look. It's a disgrace.
About this matter. The people of Portmore between 1994, 1995, through to 2002, 2003.
Oh, Ernest. The People's National Party is taking this to court. Oh yes, don't worry about it. I think documents are filing right now. They are very serious about this.
They had extensive consultations right across the municipality for over 8 years. This was not a construct of the PNP government in 2003. This represents what the people of Portmore demanded.
So that is very important. They took 8 years to make that document to empower the people of Portmore through consultation. Meaning the people of Portmore created that how they wanted it. And the JLP has ripped it apart by tabling this new bill, abusing their majority power in Parliament. This is also a fact. That is a fact of importance. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. And later on down in the debate, Terry Longtongue is going to say he has not heard anything. And I'm not going to play it, I'm just telling you. He's not heard any real argument against the bill. It's just political argument. Well, if you hear the fact that the bill for the people of Portmore that they created is now being made null and void and being ripped apart. Well, that is democracy. That is an attack on their democracy. So if that is not a good reason in the JLP eyes as an argument to not pass Portmore to make it a parish, it tells you what the JLP uncaring wicked government is all about. Ladies and gentlemen, let's continue.
What the PNP merely did was, one, listen to the people and facilitated what they aspire to achieve. That's what brings this about. We and this side take no ownership of it. It belongs to the people of Portmore. We never gloat about we give Portmore a municipality. We didn't. The government of the day did not give the people of Portmore a municipality. The people of Portmore fought for it and they got it. They got it.
So the people of Portmore, they fought 8 years for that document. And JLP, under the leadership of Andrew Holness, has now taken the power away from the people. People, pay attention here.
Mr. Speaker, what else? What else did they sort and got in this job? They said they don't want a political directorate on either side to select the boundaries for Portmore going forward. They didn't. They said they want to be a part of it.
Oh wow! So even in that piece of document for Portmore, they said they didn't want the political parties, either one of them, to charter the boundaries of Portmore. Then what did they just do? Damn! So they are going against what the people actually want. Wow! Shame on you, Andrew Holness and the government. Wow!
And that's why in the law, it was stipulated that any new proposed boundary from what started the municipality must have at least 1/7 participation by the residents of Portmore. That's what they fought for.
1/7.
What this bill that this government brings here is to say to the people of Portmore, shut your mouth. We will not listen to you.
Yes!
You will determine their boundaries.
Yes! Yes! That's exactly what it does.
We need help, Jesus. Jamaica need help. Shift the parliament. Shift the election. Shift everything. Remove them out there. Take out the cockroach. Take out the thief. Take out the criminal them. Take out the thief them. Take out the murderer them. Take out the gang leader them.
Morning, McQueen. How are you doing?
Mr. Speaker, what else? What else did they sort and got in this job? They said they don't want a political directorate on either side to select the boundaries for Portmore going forward. They didn't. They said they want to be a part of it. And that's why in the law, it was stipulated that any new proposed boundary from what started the municipality must have at least 1/7 participation by the residents of Portmore. That's what they fought for. What this bill that this government brings here is to say to the people of Portmore, shut your mouth. We will not listen to you. You will determine their boundaries. That's what this bill does.
Alright. I want you guys to look at Desmond McKenzie after that statement was made. Ladies and gentlemen, I am going to zoom in and show you the character of the Jamaica Labour Party. They feel like they can do whatever they want and spit in your face and get away with it and tell you that it's raining. Look at this. Look at Desmond McKenzie right here. Look at Desmond McKenzie.
That's what this bill does.
Look at that childish gesture from Desmond McKenzie, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. Look at that. Look at a grown greyback man. Look at this greyback man here, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. These are our so-called representatives. These are our leaders. And a matter, cock up foot, you know. Right, let me slow it down. Right. Let me slow this down.
That's what this bill does.
You see that? After what this man just said, that is Desmond McKenzie's response. A gesture of childish levels. Jamaica, please wake up.
7 participation by the residents of Portmore. That's what they fought for. What this bill that this government brings here is to say to the people of Portmore, shut your mouth. We will not listen to you. You will determine their boundaries. That's what this bill does. Mr. Speaker.
Wow.
Mr. Speaker, what this bill also does.
Wow.
What this bill also does that the minister did not tell you when he spoke, nor is it contained in here, and that's where the deception lies. This bill is all about one thing. All about one thing. It is all about creating a political stronghold for the Jamaica Labour Party.
Fire out! Whoa! We need help, Jesus.
People, that is what it's all about.
Member Jackson.
And look at the childish person that was the childish Desmond Mackenzie. That hit him soul and him conscience. Because you see, he was trying to play off the fact that everything the man was saying was hitting so hard. You understand?
They make the privilege.
Mr.
Turn your mic on.
Mr. Speaker, again, I'm going to ask for your protection. The bill.
People wanna hear this? Do you guys hear this? Desmond Mackenzie is asking for the protection of the Speaker of the House. Ladies and gentlemen.
What can go so? What can go so? What can go so?
Not my word. To owe the truth a lick the JLP. Desmond Mackenzie standing up and asking for the protection from the Speaker of the House. As if the Speaker of the House can tell the man not to speak his opinion on the bill. Wanna listen to this?
Mr. Speaker, again, I'm going to ask for your protection. The bill that was tabled, Mr. Speaker, speaks specifically in making Portmore the 15th parish. Nowhere in the bill, Mr. Speaker, is any question of creating any political dominance, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, can you ask the member to stick to the bill? The member is misleading the House, misleading the country, Mr. Speaker. Can you ask the member? Can you ask the member to discontinue the mischief that he's making? He has not said anything in relation to the bill.
So this man is clearly delusional. That he's saying he didn't say anything in relation to the bill. The man pointed out that the bill repeals the document that empowers the people and the citizens of Portmore. He also pointed out that the bill takes away the inclusion of the people of Portmore 1/7. That is a part of the document, the constitutional document of Portmore that they made, that they are repelling. It also includes the people of Portmore having the power to actually be involved in the borders that is picked and set for Portmore. So how can you say this?
That he's making. He has not said anything in relation to the bill.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap. No bullshit, bro.
Stop lying. Stop lying. Stop lying. Stop.
Dominance, Mr. Speaker.
Now, the point he made about the bill not saying nothing about political dominance, that is a foolish argument to even make. The man is pointing out what the bill does, not what the bill says. I guess when I get up in age, you know, it happens. But let's continue.
Mr. Speaker, can you ask the member to stick to the bill? The member is misleading the House, misleading the country, Mr. Speaker. Can you ask the member? Can you ask the member to discontinue the mischief that he's making? He has not said anything in relation to the bill.
Can I continue, Mr. Speaker? Mr. Speaker, I repeat, based on what is set out here, the effect of this bill is solely for the purpose of creating political advantage. Mr. Speaker, I quote, the most difficult of the three was Portmore Pines, and we have made it much easier now. I have been fighting before 2011, when we had the last boundary change, that Portmore should not go to Spanish Town. And today, I am happy to say that we have the boundary that we wanted all along. Quarry Hill, Lakespen, Lime Tree Grove, Grange Lane, on that side will no longer be in Portmore. And I go further. Mr. Speaker, when we take off Portmore from St. Catherine, it's a different ball game. We have what? 41 seats now, or 42 seats? Out of this 42, they have 12 in Portmore. We won 2, they won 10. Yet they won the St. Catherine Parish Council by 1 seat, even though they carry 10 from Portmore. Now, we give them back them PNP 10 seats. Leave us alone over here. And it means that under no circumstances, PNP can ever win the St. Catherine Parish Council again. Never again. Mr. Speaker, those are the words from the former senior cabinet member of that side and member of parliament for Southwest St. Catherine. Those are not my words.
Ball out! Whoa! We need help, Jesus. Jamaica need help. Shift the parliament. Shift the election. Shift everything. Remove them out there. Take out the cockroach. Take out the thief. Take out the criminal them. Take out the thief them. Take out the murderer them. Take out the gang leader them. Out of parliament. Take them out from Portland. Take them out. I hear Portland. Me I go to Portland. Why me I travel to Portland? Take out somebody, man or woman.
Help. We key out of the ladder. We need your divine intervention. We're tired of the labor rights. We're tired of the green people. We are so far. We can't take it no more. We need this. We need this. We need it. Help. Help. Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Psalm 46. God is our refuge and strength. Is a liberator.
Creating political advantage. Mr. Speaker, I quote, the most difficult of the three was Portmore Pines, and we have made it much easier now. I have been fighting before 2011, when we had the last boundary change, that Portmore should not go to Spanish Town. And today, I am happy to say that we have the boundary that we wanted all along. Quarry Hill, Lakes Pen, Lime Tree Grove, Grange Lane, on that side will no longer be in Portmore. And I go further. Mr. Speaker, when we take our Portmore from St. Catherine, it's a different ball game. We have what, 41 seats now or 42 seats? Out of this 42, they have 12 in Portmore. We want 2, they want 10, yet they won the St. Catherine Parish Council by 1 seat, even though they carry 10 from Portmore. Now, we give them back them PNP 10 seats. Leave us alone over here. And it means that under no circumstances, PNP can ever win the St. Catherine Parish Council again. Never again. Mr. Speaker, those are the words from the former senior cabinet member of that side and member of parliament for Southwest St. Catherine. Those are not my words. So when I hear the minister get up on a point of order, I know his conscience is not setting him free.
His conscience a bother him. That a what bother Desmond Mackenzie. Them wicked.
Mr. Speaker, I said at the outset that this bill is all about gerrymandering. That the former minister confirmed. Publicly stated. The Prime Minister and no member over there ever refuted it. Never once.
That is significant to note that a member of parliament made those statements years ago and the Prime Minister of Jamaica never refuted it. None of the people in the JLP refuted it. Right? What does that tell you? That is their true intention. Their intention is political to change Portmore from a part of St. Catherine into its own parish. Game, set, and match.
Embarrassing. He needs some milk.
And they have the nerve to come here and talk about it's not about political boundary. The very narrative in this was made by that member. Mr. Speaker, this gerrymandering bill is to undo. This gerrymandering bill is to undo the result of the local government election last February.
Right.
They never won the municipality by the ballot, so they want to use their majority in parliament to achieve that.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, this is a cruel act. This is a wicked act. This bill, Mr. Speaker, this is not about Portmore. It's about the democracy of this country. They have started along a slippery slope to get what they want by circumventing the Electoral Commission of Jamaica. That's what it's all about. The Electoral Advisory Commission, Mr. Speaker, clearly sets out since 1979 that no longer should political boundary be determined by any incumbent government.
Minister, I am aware that you are rising on a point of order. You may now rise on your point of order.
Mr. Speaker, the member just made reference about the setting of boundaries. Mr. Speaker, there is nowhere in the bill that the question of establishing political boundaries were mentioned. That is not the dictate of the bill.
The fact that he's saying that so many times, you know that that is what the bill does. Because nobody is saying that's what the bill says, but that's what the bill actually does. Just stop the cap.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap. No bullshit, bro.
The bill favors the Jamaica Labour Party where the position of power is concerned in St. Catherine. And none of you cannot argue that. what will happen from the bill is that it is unprecedented. And you said that some people were absent. Listen, the JLP have majority of the House. So even if everybody came and the PMP all voted against it, they would have passed it anyway. They have the majority of the House. You understand? And they wish that they could do that with the Constitution. But the Constitution is a little bit different. If they could have done that to the Constitution, them do it, you know. Yes, Desmond Mackenzie is going to get up and say every time there's progress for Jamaica, the PMP impedes the progress. Who buy him to?
That is not our responsibility to set political boundaries.
Nobody is arguing it's your responsibility. You have taken it upon yourself. And look on Delroy Chuck. Him even pay. Him sitting in the mind. Him even knock it decks. It's like, yeah, I'm here just to be here. I know this nigga. I know this dude is talking real foolishness. But I'm on this side of the aisle. And, you know, I have to knock the bench. Look on him face.
Mr. Speaker.
Him not even usher. Him not even business. Delroy Chuck knows say foolishness him attack. Him just a rub him head.
You are allowing the members to continue to mislead.
Look there. Look on Delroy Chuck. Not a care in the world. Delroy Chuck can take off him glasses and look on it. We shouldn't even listen to him neither.
Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker.
Look
Mr.
at this.
Speaker. On a point of order. Mr. Speaker. The member in his effort to win support needs to tell the country why he's against Portmore becoming the 15th parish.
You know, say, before I know, say them people are not too smart.
Hey, who man is this? Oh, man is this?
Did he just ask why the man don't want it to become a parish? That has been the man's entire presentation. Hasn't he been listening? Hey, yo, what the hell going on, man?
Embarrassing.
He needs some milk.
You know, I have come to the conclusion that the Jamaica Labour Party, the reason why they are running the country the way they are, is because they don't listen to the people of Jamaica. They have a deaf ears to the people of Jamaica. So you can talk to them, but it goes from one ear and go through the next. They are not very bright. They don't listen very well. And I'm talking about the parliament of the Jamaica Labour Party. Like, they, from the top, they don't listen very well. They are not hearing what the people are saying. They come out and say, oh, you know, the country is prosperous, and the people are saying that they're suffering. They are deaf. They are deaf to the reality of Jamaica. And this is what they're living in their own little world. Maybe when they say they are prosperous and everything is going well, it's like, oh, things are going well for me. This is the uncaring government we're looking at. The most uncaring government. They don't care what Portmore people actually think about this. And the fact that they have repealed their constitution. They don't care. They don't care that the people of Portmore took 8 years to actually create something that empowers them. A constitution, the right to pick their own mayor, amongst other things. Which Mr. Jackson was explaining the whole time. But he hasn't heard anything. He hasn't heard Mr. Jackson say anything as to the reason why they don't want Portmore to become a parish. Man, you can't make this up.
Emotional damage.
Wow. And it done them just a knock the bench. What she done them?
Mr. Speaker, I wish to continue from where I left.
I love how Mr. Jackson deal with it, because him just continue his speech, because him just never said nothing a while ago. He came up there and spoke without any substance.
Mr. Speaker, I indicated that this bill, you know, this 1867 bill, as he rightfully said, over 158 years ago, was a bill promulgated to allow the landowners. Mr. Speaker, you are compromising yourself, Mr. Speaker.
if you just sit for a while. One of the things that I've observed, one of the things once again, if we listen, members, we are guided by the standing order. Remember now, we are guided by the standing order, and the standing order places speaker here, and therefore, if I am unable to get us to act in a certain way, then I will use the same standing order to rule. It happens on both sides, and I'm going to ask that on more than one occasion we would have used the act of a standing order position to make statements. It happens on both sides. We are debating the matter. We are debating the matter. All of us at times put our hand and say point of order, and we make statements. I am saying to us today, exactly, I am saying to us today that as of now, whilst I am sitting in the chair, I am going to make sure that if you rise on the point of order, that you ask a question directly and do not make a statement. So,
I feel very confident working.
What is good for the goose must be good for the gander. Continue.
So the Speaker of the House basically called out Desmond McKenzie for getting up and making a statement and not asking a question, because at the point of order you're supposed to ask a question. Shots fired. How many of you guys think that is going to be a problem between the two of them moving forward? Please put it in the chat. Put a one in the chat. I think so. The JLP is imploding, you know. I'm telling you, the JLP is imploding. But let's continue.
Mr. Speaker, I will continue from where I left off. I made a point, Mr. Speaker, that this bill is all about creating prescribed political boundaries by the government. The minister said it. And I made a point, Mr. Speaker, that this 1867 bill was an act created to divide up Jamaica by the colonizers, divide up the land by themselves. This government, after 150 years, is now re-invoking that act to create political freedom for themselves. Mr. Speaker, this act is to undo the results of the 2024 local government election.
Continue.
That this bill is all about creating prescribed political boundaries by the government. The minister said it. And I made a point, Mr. Speaker, that this 1867 bill was an act created to divide up Jamaica by the colonizers, divide up the land by themselves. This government, after 150 years, is now re-invoking that act to create political freedom for themselves. Mr. Speaker, this act is to undo the results of the 2024 local government election. Because if this bill is to brought into force today, it will terminate the office of the directly elected mayor of Portmore. That is what this bill will do. Yes, that's what I'm worried about.
You heard what was said when he mentioned that the bill is going to remove the powers that was elected in last year, and somebody on that side that you're worried about. And I'm sure if the JLP was on the other side, they would be worried about it. Guys, this is the main reason why this bill is being passed. It's all about shifting the power to Andrew Holness has not conceded the loss of the local government election, you know. Andrew Holness can't take losses, you know, people. Andrew Holness and the government cannot take losses. Alright? Exactly. Gerrymandering would not be termed in the bill, because a tabled bill will not be written to indicate outright a manipulation. However, it was observation by the opposition party. Exactly, McQueen. Well said. Shout out to McQueen. Well said. Well said, McQueen. Like and share the video, guys. Like and share the video. Now we are getting to the best part after this, you know.
Yes. Mr. Speaker?
No disrespect to Mr. Jackson. He really smoked these guys. I'm talking about by himself. One-man army.
In so doing, they are upending the election results of last year by their parliamentary majority.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker?
Yes, the result of the last local government election in that particular area, based off the bill, if it's passed and when it's passed, I mean, all of that is done. It's gone through the window. All of it. So it's an attack on the people's democracy in that particular area. A wicked government, this man. Wicked government, man. Wicked, man. Telling you, these guys are wicked.
When the Electoral Advisory Committee was promulgated in 1979, you know, one of our successes as a country is that the wisdom of the JLP and the PNP then prevailed, led by Michael Manley and Mr. Edward Siaga, in promulgating. They promulgated the Electoral Advisory Committee to ensure that no constituency and divisional boundary is determined by any party. Mr. Speaker, the Minister of Local Government, and the Member of Parliament for West Kingston, I am confident this causes Mr. Siaga to turn in his grave. Because this bill is to upend what the Electoral Advisory Committee seeks to do. Mr. Speaker, this bill is nothing more than a power grab by the government. That's what it's all about. It's the most anti-democratic bill that this country has ever seen since for 44 years.
Big facts. Anti-democratic. That's the word I was looking for in my title. Anti-democratic. Thank you, my brother. Yes, sir.
Mr. Speaker, it is what in 2025 is now parliamentary tyranny. Power drunkenness by their majority over there. That's what it's all about. Power drunkenness. I'm going to say it a million times.
Member, you have been on the floor and you have surpassed the time. I'm going to ask you to wrap up your presentation so others can get their presentation.
And the only reason why his time is up is because they have been interrupting him.
Turn your mic on.
Mr. Speaker, this matter of reshaping parish boundaries is no light matter. That's a significant thing. And the minister said it has not been done since 1867. It's a significant matter. The appropriate and civil and democratic way, if the government in their wisdom believes that the parish boundaries need to be revisited, here's a proper way to go about it. What the government should do is to table a white paper, engage all the stakeholders, look at the merits, the pros and the cons, and arrive at any proposition that evolves from that exercise. Why, Mr. Speaker? Parish boundaries will transcend all administrations. You are there now, you will go. Right? So, Mr. Speaker, I humbly submit, Mr. Speaker, that the government, because, Mr. Speaker, posterity will hold the minister responsible for the one who tabled this bill in the House. And generations to come will hold you responsible and your government. There's a better way to do it. Withdraw this bill. Engage the opposition. Engage the people of Portmore. Engage the stakeholders. Because you know what, Mr. Speaker? Today for Portmore, tomorrow for Westmoreland, Hanover, or any other parish in this country. That's where we are going. And we can't allow that to happen. Finally, Mr. Speaker, I will say, should the government remain in its state of power drunkenness, proceed to enact this, we will meet the government in the courts. And, Mr. Speaker, on behalf of the opposition, I am serving notice that when the People's National Party forms the next government, we will repeal this act. And we will allow the people of Portmore to determine their destiny, their form of government, because the will of the people must always prevail.
Them no want PNP loudness in the place and shut off the microphone. I think them easy.
I mean,
oh, that girl, let me know what hear she. She's so disgusting. Yeah, she's so disgusting. Alright, so that was Mr. Jackson. You know, say him. Wow, this was an hour reaction. Yeah, I'm gonna end it off there. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Lord, Alright, let's get to the next part. Marky G, come up. Terry Longtongue, you know why you're not from Terry Longtongue. Alright, don't worry, you're not from Terry Longtongue at all. Let me see. Alright, here we go, Marky G. Marky G one was short, you know. Alright, let me see. Go back a little bit. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so this is the passing of the bill to make Portmore a parish. And we're going to hear from our next Prime Minister of Jamaica, Mr. Mark J. Golding, the Honorable, the clean and pure hands, Mr. Mark Golding. And I hope he stays clean, I really do. As according to the prophet and the apostle, Peter Chambers. I hope he stays clean. We need leadership with integrity moving forward. We need a leadership that is going to put the Almighty God in front of everything that they do. Splash Digi, how you doing? Big up yourself. Where says anybody have any videos of the protests in Kingston at the Emancipation Park? Please send it to me, please. Thank you kindly. Let's hear what Marky G has to say, ladies and gentlemen.
May I have the lectern, please? Sorry. Mr. Speaker, it is well known that the opposition does not support this legislation. Such a far-reaching political maneuver as to cast aside Portmore's special status as Jamaica's only city municipality and convert it into a parish ought to emanate from the people who it directly affects.
So, the man's first statement is the gist of all of this. And we need to play that back again and listen to what he's saying very, very carefully. Alright? Listen to what he's saying. This is the premise of everything.
May I have the lectern, please? Sorry. Mr. Speaker, it is well known that the opposition does not support this legislation. Such a far-reaching political maneuver as to cast aside Portmore's special status as Jamaica's only city municipality and convert it into a parish ought to emanate from the people who it directly affects. It is the people of Portmore who should decide which way they wish to go. Instead, the process of consultation with the people of Portmore leading up to this point was mere political window dressing. The call for the people of Portmore to decide their future via a referendum, which has been made by this side, has been ignored. Instead, this government is ramming this legislation down their throats.
Sorry, the PMP has called for a process, ladies and gentlemen, right, to create the space for the people of Portmore to be intimately involved in whether or not they want their municipality with its uniqueness to be changed from where it is right now. and that was ignored. Right? What they have done now is basically what the man said, ram it down their throats. We don't care what you think. We're gonna do it the way we want to do it, and that's that. There were some people in the audience that Terry Longtongue was pointing to. Yes, these are the people from Portmore and they support this bill. A few people in Portmore. You know Portmore big. You know much people live in a Portmore. Why not have a real consensus of Portmore to find out what the people really think about this move that you're making? They love the mayor that they have, and you taking away their democratic power that they exercise on election day of the local government election is going to change all of that. And you think the majority of people that voted for that mayor, you think that those people are pleased with this bill? Andrew Holness and the Jamaica Labour Party. And where is Andrew Holness? Why wasn't he in Parliament today in such an important bill that he quote unquote said he was so excited about? Why wasn't he there? What is Andrew Holness busy doing? Ladies and gentlemen, we should ask. Why don't we know where the Prime Minister is at all times? I think the Jamaican people need to know what he's doing, especially when he's on the job, innit? Let's continue.
Mr. Speaker.
And then I say he's the minister of everything, so he's busy. Oh. Oh my God.
Oh, no.
No.
It's funny, honey. Funny. Oh my God, that is funny.
What can go so?
Oh my goodness.
If this legislation becomes law, it will deprive the residents of Portmore of their important rights of democratic participation to directly elect their mayor, and for their citizens' associations to have rights of audience on their city council. Those rights for which the people of Portmore had advocated and were granted by law are unique in Jamaica and represent the high point of democratic innovation in local governance.
Yeah, we need to run that back. last some say him busy at door. Him busy at I taxpayer money.
No.
Oh my God.
Funny, honey.
Yo, y'all gotta chill, man. Y'all gotta chill. Y'all got to chill. Nehru, what's up? Y'all gotta chill, man.
Is ramming this legislation down their throats.
Listen to this part again.
Mr. Speaker, if this legislation becomes law, it will deprive the residents of Portmore of their important rights of democratic participation to directly elect their mayor, and for their citizens' associations to have rights of audience on their city council.
That part, this part right here.
Democratic participation to directly elect their mayor, and for their citizens' associations to have rights of audience on their city council.
Citizens Association to have the rights of audience on their city council. Very interesting.
Those rights for which the people of Portmore had advocated and were granted by law are unique in Jamaica and represent the high point of democratic innovation in local governance.
So basically, those two rights that Portmore have, the citizens of Portmore have, is being stripped from them by the JLP. And it's unique. Nobody else has it, and it represents a democratic evolution, a democratic growth in the country. I mean, if we should ask other municipalities that is actively involved in their politics, as the citizens of Portmore are, you would probably find that a lot of the municipalities would probably want to have those same provisions. But the government of Jamaica, this one that is here right now, doesn't care about what the people want at all. They just care about what they want: money and power.
It is a deplorable travesty and an aberration for those democratic rights of the people of Portmore to be removed without their consent or approval by this government abusing its parliamentary majority.
Exactly.
Mr. Speaker, the two current mayors of Portmore and St. Catherine were both duly elected in February last year. Less than a year ago, in fact. One directly by the people in Portmore, and the other by the elected local representatives of the people in St. Catherine. They both hold office as an expression of the democratic will of the people. This bill will destroy the expressed will of the people. It will remove the mayor of Portmore, who was chosen democratically by the residents of Portmore. And it will also result in the much reduced parish of St. Catherine suddenly having a majority of JLP councillors, so that they can remove the current elected mayor and install one of their own.
These are the facts, ladies and gentlemen. So when Desmond Mackenzie jump up and Mr. Jackson talk, the facts are the facts. The effects of the bill is going to do exactly what Mr. Holness, Mark Golden just said.
Of the democratic will of the people. This bill will destroy the expressed will of the people. It will remove the mayor of Portmore, who was chosen democratically by the residents of Portmore.
Very important. They were chosen democratically. That means that person did not cheat their way into the position. But this bill seems to cheat him out of it and cheat the people out of who they want to represent them. Think about that, ladies and gentlemen. Think about that.
And it will also result in the much reduced parish of St. Catherine suddenly having a majority of JLP councillors, so that they can remove the current elected mayor and install one of their own.
So, not only is this bill taking away the sovereignty and the democratic right of the citizens of Portmore, but it's also granting the JLP an unfair position of power that they did not earn. They did not earn it democratically. This is an attack on democracy, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that it's sinking in. This is why I'm taking my time, I'm taking my time.
That is the effect of this legislation. Mr. Speaker, it is a deplorable travesty and an aberration for this government to abuse its parliamentary majority to negate the will of the people and remove their duly elected representatives from critical leadership positions that they now hold. This bill violates the people's choice last year. We reject the abuse of Parliament to reverse the will of the people as expressed through free and fair elections. It is wrong, and we call on Jamaica to stand up against it.
One Marky G. One Marky G.
A corrupt government cannot liberate the people. If the head of the stream is corrupt,
the entire river will be also.
People, the year market you call for no? Stand up.
It will remove the mayor of Portmore, who was chosen democratically by the residents of Portmore, and it will also result in the much reduced parish of St. Catherine suddenly having a majority of JLP councillors so that they can remove the current elected mayor and install one of their own.
Now, people, do you think that the Jamaica Labour Party, when putting this bill together, did not go, yes, we will be able to get our own mayor in St. Catherine? Do you think that they were not thinking about that when they were making this bill and creating it? If you think that is true, that means you are living in a world of delusion and illusion. Remember me tell you that.
That is the effect of this legislation. Mr. Speaker, it is a deplorable travesty and an aberration for this government to abuse its parliamentary majority to negate the will of the people and remove their duly elected representatives from critical leadership positions that they now hold.
Yes, a true man. Ransford McLean, big up. It's a real travesty. This are something for protest about, really and truly. Will the people protest of Portmore? I don't know. But hey, let's see what happens.
This bill violates the people's choice last year.
Yes! They are taking away the people's choice. People, are you guys listening? Oh, and for the other municipalities that think that this is something that should happen, I want you to reverse the role. All you laborites out there that might be listening, just think about the PMP doing this to your constituency that has been a stronghold for the JLP. Think about them turning one part of your parish into a parish by itself, and then the position of power in the actual parish would go to the PMP. How would you feel about that? Do you think that is right? To cheat your way into power? Right? Especially when it was created in a way to make sure that the people actually have the power. Think about that for a minute. Think about that. This is bigger than JLP and PMP. This is about the attack on democracy for political gain. This is a very, very serious topic. Very, very serious topic.
We reject the abuse of Parliament to reverse the will of the people as expressed through free and fair elections.
Very much abuse, of course.
And we call on Jamaica to stand up against it.
Which is right. One Marky G.
As my colleague, Mr. Speaker, as my colleague, Member of Parliament for South St. Catherine has said, this legislation is gerrymandering legislation.
Of course.
What is gerrymandering? It means shifting up electoral boundaries to keep your supporters in and or to move the other side supporters out.
And that's exactly what the bill does. Remove the stronghold of the PMP supporters outside of the St. Catherine parish. That is exactly what the bill does. And none of them can say a lie. They can argue that they did not think about it that way, or they did not intend it for it to seem like that. But guess what? That's what it is. And nobody believes them if they say that. They thought about this very thoroughly before they did it. They know exactly what they're doing, and they have been exposed. Do you realize what he did? He defined the word for the other party. Yes, he did. He not only defined it for the other party, but he also defined it for everybody that doesn't know what it means. And that was key, and I love that he did that. Because in the debate, people that is watching that probably don't know the meaning of the word can now understand why they are saying that it's gerrymandering. And that let's listen what it means again.
St. Catherine has said, this legislation is gerrymandering legislation. What is gerrymandering? It means shifting up electoral boundaries to keep your supporters in and or to move the other side supporters out. And that is exactly what is happening here. The principal objective of this legislation is to recast existing constituency boundaries of 2 seats to provide a political advantage to the Jamaica Labour Party. That member.
Rise on a point of order, Mr. Speaker. The bill that was tabled, and I opened the debate, and we are debating, in that bill includes no provisions about removal of political boundaries. Mr. Speaker, the member is misleading the House. This Parliament, Mr. Speaker, cannot alter or create political boundaries. We are creating a parish boundary, Mr. Speaker. We're creating a parish. And
this guy is either slow or he thinks the entire Jamaica is slow. Because it seems like him have a problem listening. I wonder if he might get too old. Him probably I do this too long enough. Because, again, why is he repeating the nonsense? Why is he repeating this nonsense?
The member is misleading the House. This Parliament, Mr. Speaker, cannot alter or create political boundaries. We are creating a parish boundary, Mr. Speaker.
You just created a political boundary by changing the boundaries of St. Catherine. Because we are in an election year, and now what this bill has done is change the boundary politically, where you only have Portmore by itself and St. Catherine by itself. What do you don't understand? Didn't you hear Mr. Fitz, Mr. Jackson read out the statement that your political member of parliament years ago said about changing Portmore into a parish, and none of you debunked that? None of you said anything against that? Tyreek Antonio, big up. He said, stupid boy Desmond, how create a next parish, help poor people fix road. Talk about it. Eh? Man, this dude is slow. Or he thinks we slow.
We're creating a parish, and they must stop, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, the minister has made that point repeatedly, and it is disingenuous.
What does disingenuous mean, ladies and gentlemen? Disingenuous. Alright? Not candid or sincere. Typically by pretending that one knows less about something that one really does. Exactly what I just said. He's acting as if he does not understand that the bill itself is going to create a political boundary. And it is going to push out a political boundary that favors one side, which is their side, and not favor the PMP. This does not serve the PMP. The PMP won that municipality, and now they're taking away the winnings by using this bill. He's not delusional, and he's acting like he doesn't know what it means. Trying to trick the Jamaican people. But let's continue.
Under our constitution, constituencies cannot straddle parish boundaries. And when you configure parish boundaries, as this bill does, running through the middle of existing constituencies, you are ipso facto reconfiguring the constituency boundaries. Stop deceiving the people. Stop it.
Hey, Mark Golding get mad enough. Hey, Mark Golding get mad, sir.
Mr. Speaker, the minister has made that point repeatedly, and it is disingenuous. Under our constitution, constituencies cannot straddle parish boundaries. And when you configure parish boundaries, as this bill does, running through the middle of existing constituencies, you are ipso facto reconfiguring the constituency boundaries. Stop deceiving the people. Stop it. Mr. Speaker, I repeat, the principal objective of this legislation is to recast the existing constituency boundaries of 2 seats to provide a political advantage to the JLP. this is flagrant gerrymandering and is an abuse of the democratic process of this parliament. Mr. Speaker, this bill creates new parish boundaries that are not aligned with the current constituency boundaries in East Central St. Catherine and South St. Catherine, 2 seats. This departs from a decision that had already been agreed by both sides for the boundaries of the city municipality of Portmore to be aligned with the boundaries of the 3 constituencies that together comprise Portmore. The government departing from that position without the input or approval of the Electoral Commission of Jamaica is thereby departing from the convention that electoral boundary adjustments are to emanate from the consensus within the ECJ and then accepted by Parliament without debate or demur. Mr. Speaker, the convention that decisions on political boundaries are shifted away from the governing party of the day and instead vested in a well-structured specialist entity, formerly called the Electoral Advisory Committee, and now, under law, the Electoral Commission of Jamaica, has been an important contributor to the elimination of the scourge of political violence that had plagued Jamaica for decades and culminated in nearly 1,000 Jamaicans being killed in the lead up to the 1980 general elections. Mr. Speaker, Jamaica has come to be admired internationally for having developed a homegrown model for dealing with these politically sensitive issues via that well-designed structure that ensures expertise, independence, and consensus, and thereby reduces tensions and mitigates the risks of political violence. To depart from this convention will create a highly undesirable and unnecessary political schism, taking the country back to conditions from which Jamaica had happily departed and should never return.
I believe that is exactly what the JLP wants. They want political violence, in my opinion. Who remember when they said, yo, we have to take it to the streets and defend Andrew Owen's statutory declaration? Who remember when Warmington said what he said? Him is the only what you call it? Him is the only Dan. Who remember when Warmington said he will die? He will put his life on the line to make sure that the PMP does not win this election. Who remember? I'm paraphrasing, but he said something to that effect. Alright? I need to clip those audios up, you know.
So, Mr. Speaker, we say shame on this JLP administration for taking Jamaica's political practice back to those dark days from whence we came. We absolutely abhor this flagrant violation of the well-established convention that...
What does abhor mean? Well, on the market, G, because we don't want to lose the people, you know. I mean, I'm going to go and let me know the word either. Abhor. Meaning. Abhor. Regard with disgust and hatred. Lord of mercy. Play that back. Play that back. What on there?
On this JLP administration for taking Jamaica's political practice back to those dark days from whence we came. We abhor.
The man said him abhor, right? Him regard it with disgust and hatred. Where you abhor, my boss?
Back to those dark days from whence we came. We abhor. We absolutely abhor this flagrant violation of the well-established convention that has saved Jamaica so well since the 1980s. We abhor the emasculation of the central role of the Electoral Commission of Jamaica in setting constituency and divisional boundaries
So, the EOJ is supposed to be a part of this process according to Mark Golding, and the EOJ was bypassed. Hey, Marky G, please make sure y'all take this to court. Yeah, this needs to go to court.
That the government of the day cannot do precisely what this government is intent on doing here. The parish boundary for Portmore will run through East Central St. Catherine and run through South St. Catherine. excluding from the parish of Portmore several communities that are now part of those constituencies. Those communities will be politically marooned, no longer represented by their current elected MPs, but not represented by any other MPs either. So clearly, a major realignment of constituency boundaries will be required. That is the effect of this legislation.
Yo, he's outlining it. Like, yo, the detail to which he's mentioning this, hey, you know he know what the hell he talking about, ladies and gentlemen. They can't debunk this. They can't debunk this. Damn. So there's actual communities that are gonna be cut off without any representatives, and now now they're gonna have to do some type of marcation to add those in, and they won't have any representatives. Oh, this is bad.
And Mr. Speaker, for this sensitive process to be preempted by the JLP government pushing through this bill for political advantage is a backward and retrograde step. And we strongly object to it, and we will not support it. Mr. Speaker, Portmore has developed into a major residential and commercial centre. It was not developed as a parish. There is no discernible benefit that this legislation brings to the people of Portmore. They have not presented one tangible benefit to the people from this scheme of theirs. As a parish, Portmore will lack many of the facilities and amenities that parishes customarily enjoy. Many. It has no public hospital, no cemetery, no market, no parish court, and so on. The people of Portmore will continue to rely on St. Catherine and elsewhere for those amenities and facilities. This is legislation of form over substance, and its primary objective is political. It has nothing to do with improving the lives of the people of Portmore. Oh no, it is entirely for the political benefit of the Jamaica Labour Party. Mr. Speaker, what is happening here today cannot be supported. We will vote against it, and we will do whatever is in our lawful power to resist its implementation. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Well, finally, I want to say to the people of Jamaica, we're at a tipping point. One of the things that Richard Pandoy, CEO of Seprod, said to me today, that he can't understand why everybody's so silent or why the people are so silent and I take all of this problem. And that's why we're saying, we want the people of Jamaica to wise up and rise up and make the man them know. So we know that we are in a crisis and we're not tolerating those things anymore.
People, want to make me know, want to think about what Market G have to say. This was an excellent breakdown, an eye-opener of epic proportions in my opinion. And I am very, very thankful for Market G's presentation. It definitely brought clarity to this situation for me personally. And I'm sure for you guys as well. Yeah, man, I don't want to think in the comment section, boy. Like a wicked government, like anti-honest government. Oh yeah, man. Yeah, man. Mark Golden was not playing in this one, ladies and gentlemen, at all. He not playing no games. At first, me ever see. You see him when I whip him on them. When see him when I whip him on them. I say Marky G whipping on them so till somebody did in front of him one whip. May I tell you, the German and see them a post up the thing on them page though. Mighty God. When you look on them Twitter page, it's all about the parliament. You know, so I follow them on Twitter though. Forgot to follow them. I look up them name, but I not follow them. You know. There's something else that I wanted to share with you guys that was, I think it's important to note, ladies and gentlemen. PJ Patterson blasted for a wretched stewardship of Jamaica. Also, them attack PJ Patterson now. I guess it's because of the statements that he made. The Auditor General threatens to surcharge accounting officers as one. Oh, this is important as well. I need to talk about that. Yeah, let me see. But before I do, I don't want to forget. I want to find that article that is so important for me to share with you guys. Where is it? Yeah. The ODPEM. No. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah. This is important, ladies and gentlemen. This has a lot to do with how our country is run. So please pay attention to this. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, for the full story, welcome. Please remember to like the video, share the video. Alright, don't keep it to yourself. Alright, and if you're not yet subscribe, hit the bell and click all so you can get all notifications. And if you're not getting all notifications, please remember we have the WhatsApp group 1-876-451-6535. That's 1-876-451-6535. You can get us, you can text me there and text join, so you can become a part of the WhatsApp group and you will get all notifications for videos that are posted. Remember to follow me on all of my platforms, ladies and gentlemen. The ODPEM head concedes organization needs to improve communication. Why is this an article that I'm sharing? Last Saturday, ladies and gentlemen, an earthquake of 7.6 to 8.0 hit between Honduras and Cayman Islands. The Jamaican ODPEM in the office of the Prime Minister did not send out any tsunami warnings. There was a tsunami warning that started immediately and it ended little over an hour. Right? I did a video, they explained a 3-tier system where they would actually send out warnings to the people. And let me just say, I am glad the ODPEM, this title alone is encouraging, that they have admitted that the organization needs to improve communications. Alright? Let's hear what they have to say, ladies and gentlemen.
So we do understand that we have to navigate that space where there's a lot of information on social media, there's a lot of misinformation at times on social media, and so we have to navigate that space now where we have to relook at our protocol based on the current environment in which we're operating, where you can have misinformation and information gap to run that. One of the things that you don't want to have though in doing that, where you give information to say there is no threat now to Jamaica and person just see no threat.
Okay. Alright, let's continue.
What I've said before is that you were operating on a national protocol in terms of how we operate for tsunamis, for regional tsunamis. What we're saying now is that given the fact that we saw where there is the possibility for misinformation, that's something now that we have to have a relook at to say, how do we now communicate to negate and kill that noise as it relates to the misinformation?
So, what misinformation is he talking about?
It might be 3 hours away. Even if it's 3 hours away, you've got to make some plans. You've got to evacuate people out of places. This is what they do in places where you get big earthquakes. Because if you get away, even if it's just 1.5 meters high, and it runs on shore a long way, it kills people.
Yeah.
It destroys property. It does things. So I think that we have to take this a little bit more seriously than we have been taking it. I think that we should be in a warning situation and we should send it out immediately, because that's why we've set up these warning systems around the world. They're set up so that people can notify their population.
Yes.
If it doesn't happen, let's all go say, yeah, that's very nice, let's go have a drink and celebrate it didn't happen.
You see this bridging that you hear talking, ladies and gentlemen? That is Professor of the Sedimentary Geology at University of the West Indies, Simon Mitchell. Listen to what the man is saying. This man is echoing the same sentiments, because what I'm hearing from the ODPEM, they are concentrated on misinformation. on social media. Right? Right? That's what they're concentrated on. They're not blaming, they should be blaming themselves for not communicating effectively with the people of Jamaica. Right? So I'm very disappointed in the ODPEM. I took back everything that I just said. The title was misleading. Alright? The ODPEM needs, hey, Mark Golding, you got so much work to do when you win the election, my guy. I'm talking about, man, you're going to need God's help. Listen to what the professor had to say.
It might be 3 hours away, even if it's 3 hours away.
Thank you. So, a tsunami is 3 hours away. Potentially. You're going to wait until it's an hour away, 2 hours away, 14 minutes away before you tell everybody in Jamaica. How long do you think it's going to take for everybody in Jamaica to actually hear that, oh, wait a minute, a tsunami is coming, leave from the coast, leave from the coastline and go inland? How long do you think it's going to take some people? Some people might be out in sea, don't know a tsunami is coming. I mean, you know, it's baffling to me how horrible we are unprepared for a tsunami in Jamaica. And it's been prophesied that a tsunami is going to hit this country. And a big earthquake bigger than the one that hit in Honduras. It is baffling. But listen to the professor.
It might be 3 hours away. Even if it's 3 hours away, you've got to make some plans. You've got to evacuate people out of places.
Even if it's 3 hours away, you have to evacuate people. You have to make some plans. That was my point in my video. Why didn't ODPEM warn the people from the minute there was a tsunami warning? We should have been warned. Talking about a 3-tier system. Right? What kind of madness is that? Who created that system? That is not how it is done in other parts of the world. Listen.
This is what they do in places where you get big earthquakes. Because if you get a wave, even if it's just 1.5 meters high, and it runs on shore a long way, it kills people.
If it's 1.5 meters high, even if the tsunami is 1.5 meters high, it can still kill people. That is water coming with force. And when it comes in, you see when it pull back out, at that time they're dangerous. Have you guys ever sat in the middle, like on the at the beach, and when the wave is coming in and it's pulling back out, and you see the force that the little bit of water is pulling you back in? Can you imagine a whole meter of water high, 1 meter high of water coming in with that force? Can you imagine how none of you or none of us would be able? We have got tie with cell phone on one tree, and the tree might get pulled away. We never slung in the water. So we don't want to go to the deep sound and stay with the water and rush in pound and I go. You must know what me I talk about. Who on this platform never got beach? Have you guys ever been to the beach and seen and felt the water, the waves pulling your back in? Right? And these people is going to tell us that, oh, it's okay. Like, if this is, yo, Mr. Bridget, is another failure of this government and this system. That incident with the yes, I know that the ODPEM is in the office of the Prime Minister, but he's so busy. Mr. Minister of everything. Big up Eleanor. I fear saying that. Listen to this.
Yeah. It destroys property, it does things. So I think that we have to take this a little bit more seriously than we have been taking it. I think that we should be in a warning situation and we should send it out immediately, because that's why we've set up these warning systems around the world. They're set up so that people can notify their population.
Yes.
If it doesn't happen, let's all go say, yeah, that's very nice, let's go have a drink and celebrate it didn't happen.
Exactly. it's better to be prepared. Jamaica has a reactive system, not a proactive one. We're always late to the party. We're late to the party with technology. We're late to the party with proper education. We're late to the party with our healthcare system. We're late to the party with the roads. We're late to the party with people's rights constitutionally as it's constructed right now. Peer violation. Listen to what the CM gentleman had to say August 19th, ladies and gentlemen, in warning Jamaica of something bigger to come.
Many Jamaicans in the eastern part of the country were shaken by a magnitude 5.3 earthquake at approximately 1 minute after 8 in the morning on Friday, August 16. Friday's quake rumbled a little over a year after Jamaica was struck by a magnitude 3.7 tremor on July 16, 2023. But it's the data regarding last Friday's earthquake that are worrying Professor Mitchell. Speaking Monday on Cliff Views Online, Professor Mitchell explained that the last two earthquakes may have placed stress on the fault lines in and around Jamaica. He says this added stress could lead to a massive earthquake in the future.
The concern is that we might have a large earthquake coming off this structure. Now, we often hear about the Plantain Garden Fault and its continuation towards the east. But there's probably a longer fault, at least for Jamaica, which is the South Coast Fault, which runs from offshore of St. Elizabeth all the way through to St. Thomas. And most of the time it's offshore, but it comes onshore in Clarendon, sort of north of Portland Ridge. And because that's a very long fault, it has the potential to produce very large earthquakes. If we see these sets of earthquakes pushing stress along, and if they are related, which seems to be a possibility, it could be adding stress to that fault. And if that fault was to move, we potentially could have a very large earthquake.
While unable to predict exactly when that earthquake could hit the country, Professor Mitchell believes the country could be in for a quake of magnitude 7 or more.
Now, it could be very in the very near future, or it could still be years away or decades away. A large one would be of the order of 7, which would be about 500 times as much energy as the ones we're seeing at the present point in time.
500 times more?
Yeah, it's a logarithmic scale. So if we get up to the really high numbers, each one on the scale, the Richter scale is 10 times
worse than the lower one.
So, we're going from, a 4 point something up to, say, a 7 point something. Yeah, we're talking an awful lot of change, 100 times, possibly more than that. And that is not something that it wouldn't go down very well with the country.
Professor Mitchell says the public should make the necessary preparations in the event of a major earthquake.
But we live in an earthquake zone, and one day we will have something that big. I think the important thing is to be wary when we start seeing a series of earthquakes moving like this. Are they precursors to something else? And I think it's worthwhile to raise that as an issue so that people can make plans, so that if the unthinkable does happen, at least people have a plan for what to do.
Mahiri Stewart.
Quake zone, and one day we will have something that big. I think the important thing is to be wary when we start seeing a series of earthquakes moving like this. Are they precursors to something else? And I think it's worthwhile to raise that as an issue so that people can make plans, so that if the unthinkable does happen, at least people have a plan for what to do.
Mahiri Stewart for Nationwide News.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think I've made my point. Last sales wagwan, I think I've made my point about the emergency system in regards to tsunami. We live in an earthquake zone. We live in an earthquake zone, for crying out loud. Once there's an earthquake and a potential tsunami, there's no reason why the ODPEM should not alert the entire Jamaica. All media houses. Why doesn't the media houses have a breaking news? A breaking news thing. They need to have through all of the communications, when it comes to emergency, I believe that they should have a system where the radio, the TV, right? Every single streaming, even if you're talking about YouTube, right? If somebody is watching a YouTube video, there should be like an emergency thing with YouTube where if Jamaica has an emergency, YouTube would press a button if you're watching a video and the alert would come up immediately. there could be an app that come on people's phone and you can download that don't take up no whole heap of space in your phone. That if there is a disaster coming, people always they near them phone. The phone does alarm per crazy. Me couldn't listen to one alarm where usually associated with like tsunamis. Let me couldn't hear this. And much louder than that, ladies and gentlemen. Right? Much louder than that. You should have horns all over Jamaica. Right? You should have horns all over Jamaica. That if a disaster of that type or any other. Suppose one volcano erupt. Suppose there's a sleeping volcano in Jamaica. You should have all types of alarm around the country. When somebody hear that sound, them know it's a time for move. And a time for check them news, them TV, them radio, for find out exactly what is going on. Right? This don't make no sense, man. Hey, let me know what y'all think in the comment section, man. Lord have mercy. Wow. Hey, man, that's my time. Yeah, that's my time. Obviously there's some other stuff going on right now, so I'll catch it. Maybe you see me in 2 hours. Who knows? Okay. See y'all later. Appreciate y'all. Salute to everybody. Oh, wait a minute. I can't do that till Lassom. I know someone to talk about this. Lord have mercy. I know Lassom wants to talk about this. Hey, Lassom, me know say you want to talk about this. Arlene, you probably want to talk about it too. I don't know if Sassy is watching. I don't know if Formosa Fantasy is watching. I don't know if McQueen I want to talk about this real quick. Yeah, me just call out some random people. If you guys want to call in, hey, I'm here. You know, me always make extra time for the people. But that is all I have for you in terms of presentation for today, ladies and gentlemen. The phone line, the number is 1-876-451-6535. That's 1-876-451-6535. You can call me on WhatsApp.
Hello.
Hello, Lassom. How you doing? How you doing, Lassom?
I am good.
Yes. So you know the hot topic, the Portmore becoming a parish. What is your take on that situation? In your infinite wisdom.
If you read me comment, me say man a plan and gonna wipe out. They run down with them around them. I go sorry.
Man a plan.
They go say if they know. If they go say if they did know, they never try that. They never. They now get the surprise with them and get off of the same sitting with them around them. Then go on. Then think of everything when they do, them I will get too with it.
Yeah.
For them a crown king in this country, so make them do what them I do and feel to say all of what they put on for them I will get too with. Them I will get the surprise of their life.
So you feel say the people have to take it in them hands and take it to the street?
No must. Them not think they would have come out today, then they come out.
At that me I wait for more and see some clips. At that me there I wait for right now. Me I wait for my phone to blow up. For me hear what
Me not hear nothing of it.
Me not hear nothing about it.
Me not hear nothing about it.
Not saying nothing, but I probably need to check at our fire person because you know she well connected. Yes,
Me listen with some of our fire person too long, but me never hear nothing of it.
Okay.
But maybe they might do it and release it till later on.
You look on your screen?
No, because the phone me talk on.
Oh, okay. I think you have two phones.
Yeah, me have two phones, but the other one they can't charge.
Oh, me they somebody send me one clip with the bridge down of Varsland. I want big top.
Don't a falls land.
No fast land.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I love it.
Don't a falls land, man. Yeah, man.
Hey,
But they,
that's so.
from they declare it falls land, it on falls land.
Yeah, everything.
Mm-hmm.
I be a disaster going on there for you, know?
Yeah.
As look rain
Yeah.
fall, everything a mash up.
From the moment, from the Sunday, he said, from the Monday, judgment start
Come
on
like
it.
they not say and condemned to blows and
Curse,
scarlet.
curse, and curse, that man. Curse and curse. Then curse it, they call their name for this, so curse and curse it.
Jesus Christ. You know something there?
Mm-hmm.
I saw it go.
But look here, we are watching see the salvation. Me know God has step in and step in hard too. So, you see, children don't believe in a God. Then they know so God can turn things around, you know. Because children don't believe in a God.
Yeah.
But God is working on it, man.
Well,
God is working on it. We pray them not go in vain.
I don't know about nobody else, you know, but you see that audio, that conversation that Andre Stevenson had on his program with the gentleman we call in, I have not been able to get out of my mind what that man said.
When me hear my friend till me nearly drop down.
I'm telling everything. I see, it's like now I'm tying everything that is happening in Jamaica to that what the man said. The man said the man is desperate and cannot afford to lose the election. That is what the caller says. So he will do anything.
But yes, man, but me say anything you not deserve, you not gonna get it. He don't deserve a third term and he's not gonna get it.
Right.
Under God, he not get it. Unless God give up on Jamaica, God not give up on Jamaica.
Right.
Under God, he not get it. Nah, get it. So all him a force, he just gonna force himself in one corner. And everything will go tumble down upon you right there. So rebels land on top of rebels are gonna reach him right there. So he never come out from under it.
Straight.
He don't know the power of prayer. He don't know the power of prayer because he only pray when time he want things to look good.
Yeah.
And for him, prayer don't go nowhere because he no believe in a God.
Right.
Antichrist.
Right.
Good, man. Gotta set this place straight, man. Watch and see what gotta do.
Never know. All right, mama.
Yeah, man.
Sound like you're in the kitchen and cook up, so we're ready to
No, me come out there now, man. We don't cook and come out.
You don't cook already?
Yes, man.
More my plate in a bridge. That man, I'm going to email my plate in a lesson.
Yeah, Jesus. I said, me cook already, man.
All right.
Yeah, man. Big up yourself.
Right. Bless up yourself, last son. Big up, last son. Now call me queen here now, because if you hear from her a long time, I hear from her. I see she active in her chat, you know. Yes, hello? We're live with McQueen, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Yes, you know, I have to call you on this topic, you know, man.
Which one now? Because there's so many topics going on. I hear the bill has been passed for Portmore to become a parish.
Well, I mean, them table it. I don't know. Is it passed because of the majority?
It's passed by a vote. They said,
so when will it go into effect?
That's the thing. No, I'm not sure because they made a notice to take it to the court. So we have to see the action following up after the bill has been passed.
So what is your take on that?
I strongly agree. Good morning, viewers and listeners. I strongly agree with Fitz, the Honorable Fitz Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So it's like a gerrymandering, right? And the reason why I would position my opinion in that light of agreement is that that bill that was passed, it actually nullifies the results of the February 2024 election, and that was local, right? Casted by a ballot. So now you're taking the power from the ballot to the lower house, basically. Right? So that's my take on it, and that's my belief as well.
Right.
So all of this could have waited until after the general election, and so. But you see, they're hungry to have this passed before the pending general election coming up.
Okay. Okay.
So you see, sometimes it's not the things that are done, it's the position and how. You understand what I'm saying? Just like it, right? So let me see what's next on the agenda. That's my take on the clippings, and let me tell you, it's excellent review of
Thank
what
you.
took place. It's the first I've seen the party being so quiet in the house since I'm watching it online.
Which party?
There's always noises and uproars. This time I'm watching. I'm the only one I saw was when the man put his two fingers in both ears, his finger, and making a monkey face.
Trust
And
me,
I'm like,
I skipped over a lot of the.
I'm spiritual, so I saw a spiritual
Yeah,
thing when I watched
man.
that, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
that's not just a physical act right there, but let that one pass. Let's
So
just go
what?
into the other.
Yeah. So which
other
other things happening that have stood out to you that you're aware of? That's happening in Jamaica.
Oh, for like overall, I heard that there was a rape that took place at UE.
Mm,
That
yeah.
report that came in at after 8 this morning, but I don't know if it's on the news as yet.
Okay.
And first,
You have to say grape on YouTube, yeah? GA, that's in the fruit
oh,
grape.
great.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
that's a trigger word. When they would say what they call it, add suitability. Yeah, so you have to say
Okay,
certain
the
words.
grape. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
man. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm not so
No,
familiar
man,
with
you're good, man. You're good, man.
the
That's what I'm
YouTube
tell you.
stuff.
That's what I'm tell
Yes,
you.
thanks for letting me know about
Mm-hmm.
that part.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
So you
And
go. I had to learn myself, so
yeah.
because I
So
was
where you get those you open the guidelines and go through it. I used to the terminologies that are
well, yes,
included.
you can read the guidelines, but
And you see
there's
those actual terminology in the guideline where you see
yes,
it
there are
says the
certain
exclusion.
trigger words, right? Like they don't want you to say KILLING. They want you to say
Okay.
unalive.
Okay. Okay.
They call it trigger words that could trigger somebody's PTSD and cause trauma. You get me?
Oh,
So
like when it
yes.
repeats,
So
like
when
what
you
some
say
person was actually
right,
gone through when they
right. So when you say a word
kind
like
of.
grape,
Yeah,
when
that
you
is
say
true.
it
I
in it,
think in the
yeah,
psychological
right.
aspect of things, because I've encountered persons who have encountered those things that the parent would call me for prayers, and when they hear the word, it does trigger them for real. So
Mm-hmm.
apparently,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
I mean, I have some family in Portmore, but I can't just. I would have to like ask them to talk to them. But I wouldn't want to talk to my family. I would want to talk to people that actually live in Portmore. You understand? That are not my family. Just random people. You know what I mean? For it to have more legitimacy. But like I said, my people in Portmore have spoken to me about this thing that they wanted to do, and they are not for it. They're absolutely not for what the government is doing right now. They are absolutely pissed about the fact that they are taking away that sovereignty and uniqueness democratically that they had.
No, but the thing about it, what they're trying, what happened, you see, and Jamaica needs to repent from a national level. It
Right.
goes across international borders as well because they know the matters that were concealed March 2021. Those who
Mm-hmm.
are in the spirit, they know by the spirit. But when it comes on the spiritual thing, it's hard
Right.
to bring
To
that across because
communicate. Right.
it's in the unseen realm
Mm-hmm.
of things. Now, March 2021, Jamaica knew what took place from a governmental level. That is why they had to have the agreement with the UK that people are not aware of up to now. They're still not aware of it, right? So what they're doing is because they were not able to, on a wide scale or a large scale, get the constitution in the way in which the agreement with the UK should have been governing. They're now trying to go by slices of, like of a pizza or a cake. They're trying to take the sovereignty away by slices, and I don't think it's going to happen under God watch. It will take its time doing what it's doing, but if in God's will, you can't beat God. You can't beat God's will. No power, whether it be under the earth, in the heaven, you can't go against the sovereignty of God. So it has to be lined up. That is why you even had the sea quake last week, Saturday. It's a part of what's going on. But if you're not in the deep, you can't understand that dimension for the average. But people do know what is going on. But my question is asking God, what needs to be done to stick a pin here? Because even with the 1.5 million that was sent to Jamaica, I didn't know that the money went there, but I know that there was an agreement going on behind the scenes. Right? So the point I'm bringing across is the bill that was passed for Portmore, they knew why they were actually saying it because of what happened in March 2021.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to know from the leaders, both parties, what took place March 2021 that has not been communicated to the people from a governmental level up till now. So my voice over the ear waves today will be a command asking our leaders to give us an account for the things that took place March 2021 and the money that the Lord showed that is underground by the leaders. We need to know where those monies are because we have seen the faces of the leaders who have the money underground. So there are two things I'm reaching out to the on a governmental level today.
Right.
What is the account for what took place March 2021 and the concealment of the funds underground? Where are those monies? That's what the Lord has revealed.
Oh, you're speaking from a spiritual level here.
I'm
Okay.
speaking from a spiritual apostolic level.
Mm-hmm.
What happened March 2021? Because even though it happens in the spirit, there's somebody who knows about it in the physical.
Right.
Just like what the pastor man, I don't want to go over in too much topic, but like when the pastor man, he spoke about some topics and he addressed it from the physical plane, but it created a heavier spiritual impact that a lot of people didn't see coming. Because I saw the person who is stopped, I got a vision where they were doing a surgery on her April coming this year, and she would not make it. But I don't venture in those angles until I get the appointed time to release my word. So I when the Lord reveals something, I write them down. But if He said release it, I have to. If He said don't release it until the appointed time, I hold it until the appointed time. So now the two releases for this morning, because it's tied into the bill being passed for Portmore. What happened in March 2021 with the sovereignty concerning Jamaica and the agreements that were made with the UK, right? And because those were not fulfilled, what was proposed to the UK was not fulfilled. It was not fulfilled. It was not fulfilled. So they want to see what manipulations can be done to fulfill the agreement. Because remember, when you agree with something, when there's an agreement, there are outlines in the agreement,
Right.
and there's also consequences when an agreement is not fulfilled. So because the agreement was not fulfilled, there are consequences, and people are running away from those consequences, taking slices out. Jamaica, what will happen when all the slices are taken out? What will happen to our children, who are being blindfolded by the agendas instead of the mission and the visions? Jamaica, leaders of Jamaica, you know what is going on. The sovereignty of Jamaica is at stake. But guess what happened? God is working out everything.
Right.
That is why you see a 25 vote out of a 200 or something like that. I'm not going there. I rest all the cases. That's all I have to say for today.
Yeah.
God Most High.
I see you holding back some things, but you have to. All right.
until the appointed
Yeah,
time. You
man.
have to know
I
how to
understand.
speak.
Mm-hmm.
And from a diplomatical level, you still have to know how to get the thing across accurately with the right words and the position of the words without manipulation.
Right.
Without manipulation.
Right. All right, my
Alright.
queen.
So
I appreciate you.
God bless up all my lovely, lovely Jamaicans and everybody globally. Have a lovely day.
All right.
Have an
Thank you.
awesome one. And please, Jamaica, tsunami is coming for real, real. And also let me just one more quick thing.
Go ahead,
This
man.
is this is urgent. This release came yesterday at about 11 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
So there were two releases that came yesterday, one for USA, one for Jamaica, because I'm standing in the gap for both nations. And for globally, there are three plagues that are coming to be released. There are three plagues that will be released, thus saith the Lord. The frogs are coming. So leaders, you need to enlighten your members how to deal with the plagues of the frogs when they come. Because the Lord shows us what is coming, and He also shows us how to deal with it when it comes. So the plague of the frog is coming. That's one. The killing of the firstborns are coming. So you have to pray for your firstborns and pray for all the children and your sons, especially the firstborn. That's the second plague. And the third one with the 3 days of darkness, that was just really I've been hearing it so long, but it just released yesterday in my dimension. And the Lord said, tell the leaders, this is a prophetic and apostolic warning. There has to be a 3-day full aerial shutdown. That means no plane, no jet, no helicopter, no drone flying. 3 days. That's a governmental realm of warning that came from the Lord. That's one. And the second one I saw was when Mr. President Biden was running. I honor him. He was running and then he almost fell, but he didn't fall. Then Kamala head came up, then she was running. Then I saw Trump head, and then I saw Mr. Obama head. So another question is out there for the USA concerning the revelation of the Lord by seeing Mr. Obama's head. God bless everyone. Love you all. Stay in God, because if you stay in God, no power in hell is permitted to come against you. God bless you. Jesus is the Master and the King, and God is the God over all. Have a blessed day.
All right. Respect. Big up to the queen with some prophetic warnings for the people. All right, my good people. You never know where it's going to go on this program. You know what I mean? All right. I can, it is. Listen, I do my best to facilitate the people. All right, let's up with yourself. That's my time. See y'all later, man. I am tired and hungry at the same time. Lord of mercy. But I had to come on here and get this out early. You know what I'm saying? As early as I could. Guys, I dropped 3 premieres this morning. Please go check the videos. The last 3 videos that I dropped. Those that are here, please go and check those out if you haven't already. I have a lot of playlists. I have a playlist for every day of the week. So if you miss something, you probably can find it in that playlist. Alright? That's my time. See y'all later. Lascelles, Lassom, Odine from Portmore. Big up yourself, McQueena. Yeah, man. 3 days of total shutdown to the resolved aircraft gravity control crashes. Wow. Oh, wow. This is actually, she wrote down all of this, these prophetic words. She has bulletins. Plague of the frog. Yeah, this is serious. This is serious, ladies and gentlemen. Alright. That's my time. Look more. Yeah, man. McQueena. Big up this spiritual lady, McQueena, of course. She's right. Lascelles. So Perkins, well, I don't, sorry, I said Mr. My bad. I don't know if it's Mr. or Miss. Look more.